A lot of fun Halloween fun, there we go, is in store in Bangor this weekend, and there's something for everyone. Starting tomorrow, the Downtown Bangor Partnership will host their annual trick-or-treat event from 2 to 4 p.m. They encourage families to come with their best costumes and pick up candy from their favorite downtown businesses. However, the fun doesn't stop there. Wicked Good Hauntings will return this year, giving adults a chance to enjoy Bangor's nightlife for the spooky season with a number of activities and events. The executive director says with Halloween falling on a Thursday, that gives locals 2 weekends to celebrate.
You can really get out there and experience a lot of different things. I mean, tomorrow night there's a costume gala at Penobscot Theater Company, who's also doing haunted theater tours throughout the week and things like that. And then there's kind of some real big parties happening at Patty Murphy's and the Poorhouse. Waverly's having pumpkin smashing.
Kids can trick-or-treat around downtown and stop at their favorite local businesses to get candy. We have a map up on our website, or if you scan any of the QR codes downtown, as well as if you go all the way down to Shaw's, you can trick-or-treat around all of their different departments.
For more information on all of the events through Halloween weekend, you can follow the link on our website and mobile